Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to try to make a quick video here. You know me, who knows how long this is going to be. But it's coming to my attention mostly because I've been out trying to farm sandworm meat in Silithus and getting my butt kicked by warriors out there. That the rank 14 warriors using Diamond Flask are actually going to be a bit of a problem to deal with, or I should say we need to be a little bit mindful about how to deal with them. The reason for this is because it's not going to take long for the warrior community, especially the rank 14 warrior community, to figure out that they can actually beat the crud out of us in open world PvP. Paladins, I mean. And by us, I mean the vast majority of the player base. So something like 80% of the Paladin player base is absolutely terrible in PvP. And it's not going to take, they're not going to watch a video like this, and it's not going to take the warrior community very long, the horde warriors, to figure out that the paladins are basically easy prey. So the goal of this video is to make it so that at least the people who watch this video are not to be messed with by the horde, at least. Alright, so let's examine the problem really fast here. So the problem is this warrior-only trinket here, known as Diamond Flask. We've talked about it before. It says that it restores health every 5 seconds, increases your strength by 75, and it lasts 1 minute on a 6-minute cooldown, okay? So effectively, they can use this thing every 5 minutes. What it doesn't tell you, however, is if we go down here into Diamond Flask and we go into the comment section, we scroll down a little bit, is that each of these ticks every 5 seconds has a 100% spell power ratio behind it. So the total plus healing behind this stupid thing is about, it's a factor of 12. So whatever your plus healing gear is, when you activate the thing, you got to multiply that by 12. So what warriors will do is they'll drop combat, they'll swap into plus healing gear, they'll pop their Diamond Flask trinket, and then they'll swap back into their PvP gear. This will happen in a fraction of a second. They can use a macro basically to do this, and basically every warrior and its dog is going to have this macro. And if we pull up a calculator here really fast, hopefully this thing works swimmingly. And we'll go over here really quick. So you can see that with something as simple as 2 Grand Marshal's healing maces with plus 55 healing on them, that this Orc Warrior's healing is already close to 400. Which means if they even sneeze in the direction of their plus healing suit for their Diamond Flask, they're going to get that number up to 800 without breaking a sweat, like 800, 800 plus, somewhere around there. Even at 800 hit points, if we multiply 800 plus healing, if we multiply that by 12, that's almost 10,000 hit plus healing. That's 10,000 healing they're going to get over the course of 60 seconds from their Diamond Flask. All right. Now, I've made videos before about how me and Drakova talk about how to deal with this in a dueling context. And I will definitely cover that here. But we also need to talk about this, dealing with this situation in the context of you being jumped in world PvP. If you're in a fight and the warrior does this, it can take a while for you to tell Diamond Flask is active. In a dueling contest, it's usually pretty obvious when Diamond Flask is active, because the warrior will either pop it before the duel begins, or he will find a moment early on in the combat to drop combat from the Paladin or whatever they're fighting. It only takes 6 seconds for them to get out of combat. And you'll see their gear kind of flash a little bit before your eyes while they activate the trinket, and of course they'll start healing. So again, the macro makes it very hard to determine. What is there to say about this? So Reckoning has a really hard time of dealing with this particular type of warrior playstyle, because it's the only paladin of all the paladin builds that does not have healing in combat. Like, you can't just stand still and heal yourself as a Reckoning paladin. So your only real course of action outside of a duel is to run the hell away. And you can do that by trying to get a hodge stun on them and running away in a straight line. The warrior PvP trinket does work on stuns, so if they were really good, they'll also have their other trinket will be their warrior trinket. But the macro usually swaps out Diamond Flask for like a Hand of Justice or something. You can try to get a hodge stun on them and then run far enough away that they can't charge you again. You can try to get a grenade stun on them and try to get far enough away that they can't charge you again. A charge range is 25 yards. You can run about 27, 28 yards off of a 3-second HOD grenade stun. By far the easiest thing for you to do to get away from these warriors when they pop Diamond Flask, or to just time out the Diamond Flask, is to just chug a Swiftness potion. Like, unironically, the vast majority of warriors don't actually carry Swiftness potions in their bags. Why the hell would they? They have charge and intercept and hamstring. Instead, they're carrying around things like free action potions, but very, very, very rarely do they have Swiftness potions or anything that's causing them to run faster than normal. So you, as the Paladin, you just get a stun on them, like pop a Swiftness potion and just zip zoom away. Heck, you can just pop a Swiftness potion, just run away in a straight line, and there's really not much they can do to catch you. Swiftness potions, if I recall correctly, last like 15 seconds. And it's the easiest oh shit scenario option to get you out of combat. So if you're like half life, half mana, for whatever reason, when they jump you with a Diamond Flask, just pop a Swiftness potion and run. First try to stun them, of course, but just pop a Swiftness potion and run the hell away. There's really not that much they can do about it. If it's an Orc Warrior jumping on you, it's highly advised that you use a Discombobulate Array. Discombob. And just go watch my Discombobulate Array video, how to get a Discombobulate Array. The reason for this is because the Orc Warriors are incredibly resistant to being stunned, but the Discombobulate Array, they only have like about a 10% chance to resist it. I think it's a Shadow Resist check or something like that, so they'll have like a 5% base chance to resist that all classes have, plus whatever their Shadow Resistance is. But this will get you a good 20 yards away from them, no problem. Yeah, they can intercept you and all that stuff, but you Discombobulate Array them, you pop a Swiftness potion, you're fucking gone. More importantly, it helps you time out the Diamond Flask so that you can come back in and punish them. All right, but let's talk about a more serious fighting scenario, like a duel, or you've decided to fight them over like a Black Lotus or something, so running isn't really an option. The moment you've identified that, first off, you should be very, very visually conscious of whether or not they pop Diamond Flask. Maybe you have an add-on that'll tell you that they pop Diamond Flask. But the moment that you've identified that they've popped a Diamond Flask, you need to Blessing of Protection yourself immediately. Yeah, just pop Blessing of Protection. Don't even think about it. Heal yourself to full. Not that big of a deal. You can still try the Hodge Stun and the Swiftness Potion and all that stuff. To help time out the Diamond Flask. Swiftness Potion is absolutely amazing, especially with a BoP. But really, you're just bopping to try to get it on cooldown and to try to provide you with some kind of visual timer to help you identify when the Diamond Flask is going to fall off. So if Diamond Flask has been up for 10 seconds before you've been able to identify that it's actually active, you pop a Blessing of Protection. By the time Blessing of Protection's cooldown or the Forbearance cooldown is at 50 seconds, you should be able to fight them again. You're going to want to get into a sword and board as quickly as possible. If you can use Swiftness Potion to break contact from the enemy so that you can actually gear swap, swapping into a Nomashenomatic is absolutely amazing. So if I found myself fighting a Diamond Flask guy, all of a sudden the first action I'd do is I'd press a BoP. I would try to stun them. I'd be like, okay, that's not working. Maybe I would Discombobulate Array them. I'd just keep running away. I would probably stop to heal myself to full. Not that big of a deal. Or healing myself to full would be the first thing on the cards. But I would try to get into sword and board as quickly as possible. And very specifically, the items you're going to want to use are a Hand of Edward the Odd with life stealing on it, and then a heavy armor shield. So that's either going to be like a Malistar's Defender, or in this case, like a Grand Marshal's Aegis. And while the enemy is attacking you, you basically just want to try to out-heal them. But ideally, you've broken contact from them. You've pressed like a Swiftness Potion, so you managed to run away. Like, the warriors, maybe the Scorpion way back there. Maybe he's trying to mount, maybe he's not trying to mount. Basically, you're just wasting their Diamond Flask. But you want to try to get into a Gnomish Netomatic as quickly as possible, because nothing will screw over a warrior quite like Gnomish Netomatic. But you just, a worst case scenario, the warrior is physically on top of you, and you don't even want to hit him with your Edward the Odd. You literally just keep healing yourself in front of their face. If you're a holy paladin, this will be much, much easier. If you're holy reckoning, this will be much, much easier than heal reckoning does it. I fought enough warriors. I might even have some visual clips of that. Let me pause the video here really fast. All right, yeah, let's see if we can show this really fast. So this is a video of me dueling like literally yesterday when I got like my rank 14 gear, if I recall correctly. And one of these warriors like dips. He swaps to Diamond Flask, and it takes me too long to notice. But so I eventually lose this fight. But it ends up being a really, really close fight because I kind of I kind of managed to play somewhat correctly during the contest. So we'll just watch this. I think I'm still out here. Yeah, let's just log out of here really fast. It took me way too long to identify that homie went Diamond Flask, but this is how they like to do it, is they like to come in and beat you up a little bit first, and then they're going to look for a moment to drop combat from you at some point. Now, Orc Warriors are a completely different animal than dealing like, humans, because the human warriors, they've only got like a 50% chance to resist stun from you, whereas the Orcs, it's closer to like 80% or something stupid like that. I honestly forget. I feel like they resist everything. That's why we talked about Discombobulate Array. So our boy here isn't Diamond Flask yet, and it might not be this duel. It might be the other duel. Is he healing? Let me look. No, he's a half-life now. I don't think it's this one. Yeah, it's got to be the next one. All right. Let's do the next one. It's the other warrior then. This guy? Yeah. Okay. It's this guy. All right, cool. I want to show you at what point he actually does Diamond Flask. Let's see. Does he come on me before I'm full life and full mana? He does. Yeah. Okay, so pause it right there. Look at his fucking HP bar. Okay? You'll notice that, like I said, it'll suddenly shoot down for seemingly no reason. So it's full life, and this is one of the key ways you can tell if we Diamond Flasked or not. Right? So he swapped right there. That's the macro. Look how fucking fast that is. And the only visual indicators that he's Diamond Flasked are his gear, shuddered a little bit. But look at his HP bar. He suddenly lost like a third of his HP for seemingly no reason. That's a Diamond Flask active. And I'm going to fight into this, not knowing that Diamond Flask is active for quite a long while. And subsequently, I will lose. But it ends up being a very close run thing, because when I eventually do figure out that Diamond Flask is happening, I start playing correctly. But because I have no idea that he Diamond Flask at the start, I have no idea how long it's going to be. I think the moment I identify Diamond Flask is happening will be I'll swap to a shield. But maybe I don't notice Diamond Flask is active, and I just beat his ass anyways, because I'm just trying to heal myself until I get a full wreck bomb. I can't remember. I remember I won one duel with him, I think, and then I lost the other one, but I can't really remember. Yeah, there's the PvP trinket. We're a little busy, homie. Okay. Alright. So put a full wreck bomb into him. It does absolutely nothing. Okay, we bubble. Alright, so he's going to have no Diamond Flask after this. But my HP bar is really low. Let me cast 2 lights and some bandaging. Yeah. Interesting. Huh. So I guess I get to watch the first duel, and then we get to watch the second duel. But if I actually win, it'll be interesting. Because I didn't know he Diamond Flask, but I played it correctly anyways, which is just to out-heal it. But instead, what's the term here? Trying to... Yeah, okay, so I lose. Didn't even notice he had Diamond Flask. I literally think I went through that entire duel and didn't know he Diamond Flask. So let's do the other one. So now you can see that we're starting it with Sword and Shield. I'm like, okay, I lost two-handed. Interesting. Let's try Sword and Shield. Didn't even notice he Diamond Flask. I'm just learning that right now in the first fight. I'm just happened to play it somewhat correctly other than the Sword and board. So let's see if we can identify where our boy Diamond Flask this time around. Turn on the audio so we can listen to it. See how long it takes me to realize he Diamond Flask.
Waiting on something?
Yeah, he's waiting on his Diamond Flask cooldown. Lol. Okay. Yeah, my bubble's not up. But neither is his Diamond Flask. So, does he just die here in this fight? He might just die here. Maybe we're fighting without his Diamond Flask up.
And no PvP trinket this time.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, you can see I have armor aura. I'm sword and board.
That's good.
Oh yeah, I guess he just dies here because he's got no Diamond Flask. So I guess he's just gonna lose this one. There's a mana potion with a healing pot. Maybe he wins because of the healing pot. Remember he said after this that he heal pots versus paladins. So I'm like, all right, that's fine. All right, cool. So he loses that one because no Diamond Flask. But you can see how well the shield stuff holds up. All right, so let's do one more. Next, duel. Now I have bubble. Bubble and Diamond Flask have about the same CD, so his Diamond Flask going to be up any moment. Yeah, his Diamond Flask is probably up right now.
I'm gonna run away ever so a little bit, for no other reason than to waste some time until we get the bubble back. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So I think he Diamond Flasks soon. He either goes behind this tree and does the Diamond Flask, but I think he does it when he's over here. I rewatched this a little while ago. Okay. Disarm. I don't like the disarm because it's just a waste. Yeah, okay, watch it. Watch the warrior. See if his gear fluctuates. You're right there. Boom. Perfect pause. Look how hard this shit is to see. He Diamond Flask and it's swapped. The only evidence I have is his HP bar, but I couldn't tell that. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to know he Diamond Flasked without an add-on? Alright, so I guess I'm just watching his HP bar. Like, yeah, it just jumps up. I should have noticed right now. It's hard to tell. So I should bop right now. I should heal myself to swole. I should be doing a bunch of things. But watch how long it's going to take me to realize that he has Diamond Flask going.
His MS is falling off in a second. Yeah. Pretty good head off that.
Should notice right about here.
I wonder how we heal. Oh, he's using his healing.
Yeah,
thing,
Diamond
right?
Flask.
Okay. Got it. He's using the.
Yeah. So that's my first mistake. Well, first mistake is it took me a million years to figure out Diamond Flask is active. Second mistake is rather than bopping, I'm bubbling, and we'll see why that is here in a second.
The Diamond Flask heal.
The main reason why you want to bop versus bubble is that bop is a defensive bubble, good for healing, good for removing fear and removing sundering stacks and all that stuff. But your real bubble can be used both offensively and defensively. So when you use your real bubble, you really want to you don't want to stop and heal yourself. You want to try to kill the warrior. And since he's unkillable right now, this bubble is kind of a waste of time. It does let me eat and drink a little bit, but
so
still.
In that case, we just time it out.
Yeah, so now we're going into timeout mode. I have no fucking idea how long his Diamond Flask has been active. I'm assuming, I think, it's like 30 seconds to go. But I have no idea. So I'm going to have to stop and heal myself a little bit here. Kick. This is pretty cool to watch. Look how good he is at
stopping my heals here.
Get the fear. That's a lot of rage.
Yeah,
a lot of rage. It's like 20 rage to fear you. It's not worth it, in my opinion. Alright, so it should be gone now.
Yeah,
But if
he's not healing anymore.
If it was an orc, I probably wouldn't get that stun, and I would have died there. So you can see what I'm talking about when I'm saying you need to fucking run away from these bitches or kite them somehow.
Yeah, very annoying.
Yeah. Mana potion, I think I'd win here. Even a healing potion I probably would have won. But, oof.
Jesus, why does he have to pop everything? Alright, well if he's popping everything, I guess I'm popping everything.
Why did I activate my trinket like a dumbass? Just wander around? Yeah. Got no grenades, that's the problem. Got no mana, too.
Alright, well you're gonna use everything.
Yeah. So, whoa, there's the big-ass mana pot, yeah. I mean, healing potion. It's a major healing potion for a warrior, to be sure. Edward the Odd proc. Get a nice little fat holy light in. But we're going to lose. It's going to be close, but we're going to lose.
Oh, Edward the Odd proc, that's nice.
Yeah. Yep. Tight as hell, but I lose. So,
That was actually pretty gnarly.
yeah, that was pretty good.
Used everything.
All right, so let's
not bad. Not
let's
bad.
pause it there. Okay, so hopefully you can see just how good the whole Edward the Odd sword and board thing is in the grand scheme of things, which is basically why you want to do it. So it'll take you forever to die in this thing, and you don't even want to fight them. You just kind of want to stand still and heal, which is what we saw in the very first duel when I didn't even notice he had Diamond Flask. Except I wasn't sword and shield. I was still using my two-handed weapon, which is the incorrect way to do it. But by far the best way to do things is to literally just try to stun them and run away to time out the Diamond Flask. They often, if it's a serious duel, they'll have PvP trinket. But honestly, just just Swiftness potion and run. Warriors do not carry Swiftness potions. And what's really good about that is you can kind of shadow the warrior a little bit. So if they try to mount, you can like throw a grenade at them, or you can use Discombob Ray to zap them off you. If they Swiftness potion and you Swiftness potion, you can easily Discombobulator Ray them and get distance away in the incredibly rare event that actually happens. They might try to throw a grenade and stun you, but that's pretty easy to dodge. So it's just like, and on above all, you're just wasting time. So again, rule number one is the moment you identify that there is a, let's get a different trinket here really fast. The moment you identify that they have Diamond Flask active, you should just BoP. Take the time to heal yourself to full. Put 2 holy lights into yourself. Start running away. Try to hodge stun them. Discombobulate array them. Right about now, pop a Swiftness potion and just book it. Blah, 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 blah. Once you drop combat, try to get into a Gnomish Detomatic. Gnomish Detomatic will definitely cause the warrior some serious effing problems. So if you weren't, if for somehow, some way it gets back on top of you, if you manage to get into a Gnomish Detomatic, you'll be able to get him off again. And of course, use the forbearance on your top right-hand screen to give a rough estimate of when the Diamond Flask is gone. And then literally get into an Edward the Odd and a heavy armor shield and preferably armor aura. I can't do that on heal reckoning. If I need to heal myself, I've got to be in concentration aura. But just beat the shit out of them with Edward the Odd. Judge Crusader on them and beat them to death with Edward the Odd is the TLDR there. Can't remember if I'd win that duel or not. If I had kept wisdom up, I probably would have won that duel. My wisdom probably fell off me like a million years ago. It's not the worst idea in the world to be mindful to keep wisdom up on yourself, because it costs the warrior a fair bit of rage in order to hamstring you. But yeah, hopefully that helps. These warriors have been quite difficult for me to kill, to be perfectly honest. All right, so I'm gonna go do a bot test on this guy really fast. Speaking of which, we'll just do this. I think our boy is far sighting here. Whoa! No, 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 no. It was an epic mount, so I'm fairly certain that he's. What are you doing? Really? Whatever. He's not a bot. That's all I care about. So we're good to go. Because I think he got an epic mount. Yeah, it's an epic mount, so that's not a bot. Yep, let him go. There's been a serious botting problem out here in Silithus, yeah. If you want to know how nomad failure works, we can talk about that really fast. So notice nomad when you activate it, I've tested it over 100 times. I got my results written down somewhere here. There's a 60% chance when you activate the thing it works properly. There's a 10% chance that it just plain fails like it did right. My bad. Up to 20% chance that it just plain fails like it did right there. But then there's also a 20% chance that it snares the enemy and it like charges you to the enemy, and then it snares you as well once you're on top of the enemy, which for a paladin is a really good outcome. However, if you want to avoid being snared, like being charged in the enemy, like you're a hunter or something, when you use your Netomatic, just face away from the enemy, use the Netomatic, and it'll never drag you to your enemy. It won't even snare you either. It'll just work normally. So if you face away from them, there's only a 20% chance of quote-unquote failure for a range class. But even for a paladin, there's also only a 20% chance to failure, because the whole charging into our enemy thing is really good, because we don't care if we get snared. Yeah, so I might have to go. I'm probably literally going to go to on my bank alt and buy some damn Swiftness potions, because I am sick and tired of being jumped on by these psychotic effing warriors and being unprepared for the situation. Anyways, I'll end the video here, and Deus Vault. Don't forget, get into Sword and Board as quickly as possible. Make sure you have an Edward the Odd. Beat them to death, but above all, you have to do something to time out you have to do something to time out the Diamond Flask trinket. As you saw in that duel footage, as a heal Reckoning Paladin, I can kind of just heal and just survive through it perfectly fine. If I had a thicker mana bar, like if my gear was slightly better, like a pendant, a fallen, something like this, or I was keeping my MP5 up. There's a bunch of things that I can do. But Jesus Christ, just something as Swiftness as chugging like a 1 gold Swiftness potion is going to solve the problem, whether you like it or not. So that'll probably be my go-to thing in open world PvP. Because in duels, you can, prepare for it. In duels, I can have my Nomad active. Right. Other things that really screw over warriors that I don't have on me currently right now is the Arena Grandmaster's trinket, or even the Arathi Basin trinket. Anything that puts a bubble shield on you. They hate that shit, especially when you're Sword and Board, because warriors generate rage from their auto attacks. But when there's a shield up on the target, they can't generate any rage off of that. So at some point in the duel, if you're using Arena Grandmasters, the warrior will drop super low on rage because you're fighting him Sword and Board. When that happens, just pop your Arena Grandmaster trinket, and their DPS will fall off a fucking cliff until they auto-attack their way through your stupid Arena Grandmaster trinket shield, which with the heavy armor will take them a frighteningly long amount of time. And it'll buy you a good 20 seconds on that trinket. But Netomatic, really good at buying you time. Swiftness Potion, of course, really good at buying you time. Your goal, basically, in buying you time is to survive long enough, not only for the Diamond Flask to fall off, but for you to be able to bubble again. Because once they don't have Diamond Flask, and once you're able to bubble, they're basically going to fucking die. And there's not really all that much they can do about it. They would have to burn every cooldown they have, and of course, as you saw in that other duel, if I'm burning every cooldown I have, I'm going to end up on top out of that. So anyways, I'm on the video here, and Deus Vault.